Hey guys, Gary Lucas with Obsidian Painting, and today is the Dreadnought. So after you've base coated the model, Mortium Blue, I suggest using a large flat brush for this. Makes it a little easier. Make sure to thin your paint just a little bit. Makes it go on much nicer, more even coverage. Then what we're going to do is you're going to mix Mortium Blue with Skull White to get a highlight, and you're just going to go around all of the edges and hit the, well, I guess we're edge highlighting. Yay! And it's pretty simple, just literally do all the edges. That's all you need to do. You're done. That's it. Yep. So we're just going to watch me do this. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, baby. So yeah, just going on the edge. What I recommend is using actually the side of the brush instead of the tip of the brush to paint the edge. And you'll notice I'm using the side. Well, I'm actually kind of using like the side of the tip. And also make sure to wipe off a majority of the paint on a piece of paper towel before you apply to the model, and that'll give you more control over how much paint goes on the model, where it goes. Okay? So I know you got this. So now do that to the whole model, and yeah. Alright, now I've just gone ahead and base coated every part. Due to your discretion, I was using the limited palette that we chose at the beginning of the video series, using the blue, the yellow instead of gold, and red, and the cloth, or not cloth, but the color for the parchment. Right now I'm just going over the yellow with Devil in Mud. I also go over all the parchment with Devil in Mud, and you can, you know, go over whatever you want with Devil in Mud. I also go over the red with Devil in Mud. You can use the Bad Black instead of Devil in Mud for the red, and it'll give it a little more contrast. But for this case, I like to use Devil in Mud. Makes it a little more subtle shading. Pretty much just using it straight out of the pot, no, not really thinned down, and just go over all the parts you want to shade with Devil in Mud. You can even go over the metallics with Devil in Mud if you want. Whatever works for you. It's all about what you want. And now I'm using Bad Black. And no, I'm not going to shade the blue with it, actually. The blue is done, essentially. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to go over all the metallics with this. Now, once again, you can go over the red if you want. I'm just going over the metallics with the Bad Black. There's no real secret to washing, just kind of slop it on there. It'll be good to go. Alright, so one thing I forgot to talk about is for the multi-melta, I'm also going to use Devil in Mud, just on the very end of it. I actually left the Bad Black wash on there, and I let the two kind of mix together while it was still wet. So it had like a natural shading as well as just kind of that nice kind of brownish multi-melta tone that everyone seems to go for. I think it looks nice, looks good. And now we're going to go into some cool stuff, and you can do this to all of your Space Marines that you've already painted so far. And what you're going to need is you're going to need a blister foam. Now you can get this from buying any single model. They come with these blister foams, and you're just going to rip it apart. And you're also going to need the colors Chaos Black and Bokeh Metal. So you're going to dip the foam into the Chaos Black and then tap it on your palette a little bit. And then we're just going to go around and do some battle damage on the model. And I'm going to do it on the edges mostly because that's where battle damage would most likely occur. But, you know, there are a couple times where I go into the middle just to kind of break up the monotony of the blue. And we're starting with black, and you're just going to dab it on. Just dab it lightly. If you dab too hard, it just makes a blob. So dab it lightly, and it'll make this cool, like, chipped paint effect. It's really awesome. And you can go back, and as I said, do this on all of your Space Marines. And, you know, this is the extra thing you can do to make them a little cooler than just being, you know, straight blue and yellow, or gold. You could have used gold instead of yellow. Probably would look better. But once again, we're just using a limited color palette. Now, if you don't have a blister foam, you can do this with a brush, and it'll look fine. Just make sure you do it light. Now, what I'm doing now is I'm just going over it with the Bulka Metal. Now, for the Bulka Metal, you want to do it inside the black. Try not to go over the black, although some areas it'll look okay if you go over the black, because it'll look either like a deep paint chip or a light paint chip. But try to stay within the black, so you have to go even lighter and use a little finer. I'm using the very edge of the sponge and all that stuff. And make sure you tap the sponge a couple times before applying it to the model, so that way a lot of the excess paint comes off, because it does soak up paint. It's a sponge. It's what it's designed to do. And you get a really awesome effect. And here it is right now. By the way, I apologize for the darkness of the video. I recorded the last parts of this video here in my new studio, so I wasn't sure if